keep it going.
Good evening, one and all. Welcome to the 1927 Club Pod. We're still between names, I think. But
still the company. Always be the club.
Yes, yeah, that's it. But a bit of an unusual one this week. Rob's tied up with family commitments, so Rhys has jumped in Rob's shoes. It's probably the other way around now, really. You've probably done more than him at the moment. But so, fair play. But thanks for joining me, buddy. Obviously, we'll have a quick catch-up on the game last night. Disappointing result away at Luton. So that's what we're here for, really, to dissect that. And then, obviously, we'll have a little chat about Blackburn Rovers at home on Saturday. Is Meadsy in the chat already? Is he messaging you, trying to wind you up already?
There he is. Millwall on a run, see you. Millwall doing good.
I put a message in the group last night about that, didn't I? I think, they've only lost one in the last 12.
To be fair. I'm not sure. Oh, well. Kickstart our season today. To be fair, mate, they beat Burnley 1-0, beat Leeds 1-0. They've beaten the big boys as well. It's not like there's an easy game, innit?
I like it as well. The fact that Neil Harris has gone back here as well, obviously with him tied with Cardiff. I didn't rate him as a great manager, but he's doing that business again now, isn't he?
He was a bit. I don't know. At Cardiff, he had Harry Wilson, like probably the best number 10 in the league, and he played him on the wing, or he'd play Bakuna as number 10 for some games. Then I'd right back for another game. I thought he was a bit of a strange one. Yeah. He is a hard-working team, or he likes, and it's a grafters team, like he likes. So at Millwall, I've never been a fancy the free-flowing football side. They've always been a hard-to-beat kind of side. So it's a good fit for them, and he's a Millwall legend. So fair play to Chopper, he's doing a cracking job.
Yeah, I see another manager who lost his job. Am I right in saying Mark Robbins got relieved of his duties at Coventry as well?
Yes, it's a tough. It's one of those where the last few seasons they've been in the bottom half relatively for the start of the season, and all of a sudden just shot up the league. This season was the difference because they've spent a lot of money in the last 2 years. I think they expected now to be challenging for playoffs on a regular basis, and the fact they don't look like they are, I'm sort of surprised, but I'm also not. So I don't know. He did a decent job getting them up the leagues. I think he found one or two good players. Gyökeres, when I was at Sporting, scoring for fun against Man City the night. He found that we got to Ellis Sims and stuff. So he's done a decent job there. But I don't know. I wasn't really surprised to see him go.
No.
I think it's been coming for a bit. The fans turned the other week, and he was having an argument with the fans in the crowd. So.
Yeah, I remember seeing that. After the game, he kind of went up afterwards, yeah. Right, we leave other clubs. So let's dive straight into Luton, Cardiff. What was your obviously time to reflect and look back over it and look at press conferences and things? And what's your overall opinion, Bert?
Very leggy. I thought we looked like a very tight team out there. Fatigue has hit the squad big time, I thought. It was one of those where it's sort of game where you don't want to lose it, but you're just calling out for changes, I think, in a few places.
Yeah.
I think it did show the real lack of strength and depth on the bench and the attacking options. I mean, Matty came on. To be fair, Matty, I won't say impressed, but he put himself about, and fair play. But if that's what you're relying on, and he'll do that one in every 5 games, he'll put himself about and look decent. But again, if that's what you're bringing on, Ashford has looked a bit off the pace. El Ghazi, I think we've been carrying him for a bit too long now. I'm starting to lose a bit of faith in him now. He lost his runner. I think one point he won the ball to play.
Careful what you say. You're not allowed to have an opinion, mind. Don't slate him.
I just think we've carried him. I think last night was probably a game for Baker to come in left back or Dowder maybe left wing. Save him having the trouble of having to bomb up and down the left non-stop all night. I think, I don't want to say Ruben's been found out, but when you give Ruben no space with the ball, he can't do much with it. That's not a criticism. I just think he needs to adapt a little bit more.
And they targeted him and Tanner down our right-hand side last night as well, didn't they?
Norwich did it on Saturday as well. They sort of leave a man over there just to close him down, and with no space and time on the ball, I won't say he's ineffective, but he finds it a lot harder to get into the game. And again, most of our attacks last night came from the left because there was a lot of space, and again, O'Dowda was just taking on the space. I mean, you've seen Robertson dropping deep on the left-hand side, pick the ball up and bring it forward. I do think in January we do need to get a number 8 on loan. We definitely need a striker because I'd not be funny. You bring a Kangaroo on and I don't know. I just think it's pointless bringing him on because he's not going to do nothing. We're carrying El Ghazi at the minute. I think it showed last night a real lack of quality and strength and depth in our squad.
Yeah, I 100% agree with him. 100% agree with him.
I will say that Luton, I think at start of the season I said they'd be up there. Luton would be up there. They're probably one of the worst teams I've seen this season. Like, we beat Portsmouth 2-0 the other week. They gave us a good game, they did. Luton just looked devoid of anything. No confidence, no real quality. I mean, Alfie Doherty, we had him at Cardiff on loan for like 6 months. I mean, he had a decent game. The touch map was all up the left-hand side. He was brilliant for there. But, I don't know, they just didn't look like a team that's going to be challenging for playoffs. Never mind mid-table.
Yeah. Yeah, it's bonkers, really, considering, the fact that they've just come down from the Premier League as well and to found themselves in the position, I know, most teams don't kind of hit the form they've hit, really, do they? They come down, they do manage to keep hold of 1 or 2 players. I don't know how many players Luton have lost, but yeah, I just think it's mad when you look at like the capacity of the ground is like 11,000 and something, and you think they've just come down from the Premier League. It's bonkers, isn't it?
Yeah, look at Bournemouth. I think they've got like a 10,000 seat stadium, 12,000 seat stadium. I think they've been an established Premier League side they are. So it's, I don't know. Last night it felt like a strange game. It did. You look at the lineup first, I'm thinking with leggy we now. It's going to be a tired game. It's probably not going to be many. Let's
go to the lineup, Ben. So Jack Anick, obviously Perry NG come back in. Was that a certainty for you? Do you think?
Yeah. I think he was always coming back. He's a natural right back. I mean, hats off to Rinomhota. He was outstanding on Saturday. If it wasn't for O'Dowda's impact the last 10 minutes, Rinomhota would have been my man of the match on Saturday. Hats off to him. I thought he might have been put in the middle of the pitch. I thought maybe Turnbull would be a bit tired. We try and contain them for a bit longer and then bring on like some Turnbull and stuff the last 15, 20 minutes, try and catch a tired side off. But I think NG was a suit for Saturday. For last night, sorry.
Yeah. Obviously, the 2 at the back, Chambers and Gutas, and then O'Dowda left back. How do you think Chambers and Gutas done last night? They scared me at times. I'll just jump straight in there. Where they allow the ball to just bounce. I don't think they've done it many times last night, but still, the 1 or 2 times is still too much for me.
I think it was a bit. Again, I don't know if it's because of the start he's had, right? But Chambers worries me all the time. He could have the game of his life, and I'm still panicking, thinking just don't. Because I think at one point did it Gutas' hand, then Chambers' hand, and I thought, come on lads, you both experienced centre halves, keep your hands down by your side. Look, but I was expecting. Looking at the back line last night, I was expecting maybe Darland or someone to come in the left back, a left-footed player, because they play with wing backs. I thought if we can get something like that in, I just thought O'Dowda will have more chance up further up the field to exploit the space. I just still don't feel comfortable with Chambers. Though I don't feel comfortable. If he was dropped tomorrow, I wouldn't be upset.
I didn't think he done much wrong, in fairness, last night. But obviously, we'll talk about the goal a little bit later, and Mr. El Ghazi again. I just think you stood there watching him basically when he.
Yeah, I just
ran across that front post, and disappointing goal to give away early second half. But there we go. So yeah, midfield then was Siopis, Colwell, CO. Can I say CO then? Siopis, Colwell, El Ghazi, Odell.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I don't know what I'm fucking reading, but yeah.
It was CEO Turnbull in the middle. Ruben got El Ghazi one wing and Tani the other wing. I thought...
Yeah.
Again, though, look at that, right? And Turnbull has probably played Turnbull haven't played for like months, let's be honest. I haven't started months, and all of a sudden he's played like 5 games in a row. Going into that game, he must have been absolutely exhausted. I think he's had to play them, though, because there's no one else there who can pick a pass out. So I thought Ruben just stood... It was ineffective. Like, he stood too close to Tana. There was no time on the ball for him. He couldn't do nothing with it. Tana had a quiet game.
He looked tired. He did look tired last night, didn't he, Tana, for me?
He did, but I thought CEO looked like he's full of energy again. And to be fair, he's chasing everything. But when you can't get on the ball, you can't expect him to chase everything for 90 minutes. It's one of those. I just thought, but El Ghazi, I don't know. I have big expectations for him, but it just has to be carrying him. He's getting the ball up the final third. He's overthinking things. I mean, the free kick. Why is he taking the free kick for? You got a shot and go for a free kick, a team effort. You've got players like Ruben there. Ruben who would take him. We got Turnbull, NG for start. So I was confused why he's taking the free kicks. At one point, he ran the ball out the play because he just didn't stop. He kept running with it. I was thinking, he just looked so off the boil. I don't know what it is. Maybe a couple of under 23 games he needs to get some confidence back. But I thought after the goal he scored the other week, I thought, right, he'll have some confidence now. We'll start clicking. We're still carrying him. I don't know. I'm losing patience. I won't lie.
Do you think he's in the squad from previous reputation, and is the old thing? The manager's fighting for that contract, and he's putting his trust in somebody who's been there and done it, although we're not seeing it.
Yeah, I think on paper, we look at El Ghazi, you think, right, this is a top winger. He's a tricky man. He's a bit of pace. He can cut inside. He can take a lad on the outside with the ball in. But that's the kind of El Ghazi of 18 months ago, 20 months ago. We've got someone who's not played for that long and expect him to do it. And I just think I don't know if he's lost something in that time off, but it just does not look like it's working for him at the minute. Maybe he needs to be dropped for a few games. I don't know, but you look at Wells, we got to play on the left wing. So Dowder for me, really, who's a out and out winger.
Yeah,
that I trust there.
Just to go back on, I know obviously you'll be a fan of this comment. Darland is a player I really like the look of, and I really wouldn't be upset if he plays instead of Chambers. Thanks, Jonathan, for that comment. Another one off Jonathan as well. Tanner had an off game, unfortunately. Hopefully he is back to his best on the weekend. And just to go on the comment we said about the free kicks, not seen Perry NG take a free kick this season yet. That I can think of. No, and I think you're right. He scored a couple of pearlers. Was it last season? He scored a couple of good ones, didn't he?
I know he scored one 2 years ago against Birmingham City I think it was at their place. It kick-started our survival season. It did. I think we beat them 2-1 or 2-0. I think Robertson scored as well. But again, I'm looking at that thinking, why is El Ghazi taking the set piece? I just thought, I don't know. Last night, I just seemed tired, and it's one of those, right, where you're looking at each game now in blocks, right? And you go Norwich, Luton, Blackburn. Let's just say, for example, we Blackburn on Saturday. If you told any Cardiff fan now, we'd have 6 points from Luton, Norwich, or Blackburn. We'd all take it, snap your hand off.
Yeah.
Because on paper, Norwich should be beating us. On paper, Luton are a big side with some good players. And on paper, Blackburn are a good side. If you said you got 6 points at them 3 games, you're laughing. So I think some of the reaction last night is a bit over the top. I mean, it's a loss. I know it's going to be coming. I mean, just keep.
Yeah, and I think he's been quite open in his press conferences afterwards. To say that we're going to win together, we lose together, is how he gets them to bounce back, and hopefully they'll turn up Saturday, early kick-off again, and hopefully they'll put in a performance at home. And we've really got to build on that home record that we've got going at the moment. I think we've won the last 4 at home, if I'm right. So, I know it's the cliche where, you've got to make your home ground a fortress, but, we've kind of turned the wave now, haven't we? And, it is a fortress for us at the moment, especially the last 4 games. So we just need to keep that momentum and I think ride the storm, perhaps the first 15, 20 minutes. If we can nick an early goal, brilliant. But yeah, just hope we don't hit panic stations and the crowd gets on their back early doors, but we'll see. We shall see. So leading up to, we'll come back on and talk a little bit more about the game, but do you envisage many changes for Saturday's early kickoff?
To be honest, I don't think he's got any options really to make any changes. I mean, we'll see Reindorf play. We'll see Reindorf play tomorrow for the 23s. So he won't be the squad for Saturday. Ashford will probably take his place. Ashford looks off the boil a minute, but he's coming back from not playing for a while. So, but again, I don't think there's anyone he can replace with anyone. If that makes sense, it's
what was your instead of. What was your thoughts on Yaku Meite last night when he came on?
Again, it's one of those where he put himself about a bit, right, and he made himself a presence to the defence, and that's what you want from your sub. So, hats off, you're a solid performance coming off the bench, but you only get that off him for 1 in every 5 games. You can't afford to carry a player like that. And I think nothing against him, but if the standard you're bringing on is Meite, who he knows not going to get a goal, he's just going to bully defenders. It shows that you need some quality in January. And I think Meite's a good player when you're fighting relegation every year. He's someone who works hard, right? A Portsmouth would suit him right now. We're a team who are looking now further up the table, and we should be getting a better player there to cover for when Tanner has come off or Tanner's tired. Or I think this is why the manager's situation is so vital now, because he needs now to be able to say, look, I got the job. These are the 5-6 players I want in January on loan. Get them in for me.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, it's just
that's the scary thing at the moment. You look at our bench last night then, and I don't think, obviously there's players there who can do a job and, moments of magic, but you wouldn't look at that and say, oh, there's world beaters there, or somebody who doesn't fill you with confidence looking at, the bench and having a lot of creativity to come on and make an impact or change a game, do you?
Exactly, and you look at Luton last night, so the players they were bringing on, it was our first team players coming on that pitch after subs, and you're thinking, on Saturday against Norwich, we were bringing Robinson on, and you're thinking, right, that's a player who could change a game. I mean, you bring on players who can change a game, and I think we just lack with so much strength. I mean, we had a good summer building a first 11. We got a couple of defenders in on the bench, but we did not strengthen the rest of the squad, and it's just showing now. I mean, the games come thick and fast November, December time. It's Saturday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So you're going to tie your legs on the pitch. What happens now if Turnbull picks up a knock? I know Robertson's out right now. You've got no real creative spark in the middle two then, You've got 2 defensive midfielders. And all of a sudden, the way you play and the how you set up has to change. So I just think there's a serious lack of depth there. And I think January can't come quick enough for the club to start signing someone. But the way our club is running, will be the last week of January, we'll panic sign 3 or 4 players that won't fit our style.
Yeah. Just dive back into the comments quickly. Jonathan Davis says Ashford, he wants to loan out if he stays. I think he's out of contract at the end of the season as well, I think. Not 100% sure, mind. Rhys is only contracted to the end of the season as a coach. Atete will be on the bench on Saturday. So interesting to hear your take on Atete now. I know if Lona's still in the chat, she's probably spitting at the screen now, I expect, because she's not a fan, I know that. But obviously, he first game back for the 21s Tuesday night, was it?
I think so, yeah.
Scored a great header as well, didn't he, in fairness to him? So it'd be interesting to see what he can bring back into the mix now when he comes back fit. And like Rhys has made an impact, and he's kind of galvanised the current squad, and we've seen much better improved performances from most. So it'll be interesting to see kind of how Tete is taken to Rhys and what he's getting him to do in training, etc. What's your opinion and what's your thoughts? Do you think we're going to see a different type of a Tete coming back?
No. He might have all the ability in the world, right? But we've had Steve Morrison, Mark Hudson, Sabi Lamucci, Errol Bullitt, Anna, right, all try and have a go of the job, right? And he's played for all of them. His attitude is the same for every one of them. Under Steve Morrison, we played some attacking football, to be fair. Under Mark Hudson, it was more defensive. Under Sabri, we tried getting wins and stuff. He did go a bit more attack, I say. But his attitude is the same. He will call for a ball. If it doesn't come to him, he'll throw his hands up in the air. Then his head will drop. Then he'll look to win a free kick. He won't win it. Then he sulks. He sits on the floor. Then he stops running. Then he just stops putting effort in. He's such a frustrating player. He's never really done it anywhere he's been. He went up the loan thing to League 1 or League 2 when he's at Spurs. He scored about 4 in about 20 games or 30 games. He's got 4. He's had a contract this summer. I would not be surprised if he leaves and ends up on a League 1, League 2 side. I've seen absolutely nothing from him to show he's a good footballer. I think the best game I've seen him playing is the Peter Whittingham Test special game we had against Aston Villa about 2-3 years ago. He was brilliant in that game. He did not stop running. He was winning the ball. He was running through the lines. And after that, then, as soon as he came to a league game, he was a different player. He just couldn't hack it. And I don't know if it's a case of mentality. He can't cope with proper, championship centre-halves. They bully him and he doesn't like it. I don't know what it is. But I've seen absolutely nothing from him right now to show that he can be a championship striker. I would love for Rhys to prove me wrong and get him playing some of the best football. Hang on, there's a comment from Jonathan Davis saying Steve Morrison didn't play attacking football. You look at that season, right, when he came in to sit us up, when we signed Tommy Doyle, Corey Dramer, John Hugill, Uche. We played some good attacking football. I mean, Corey Dramer was bombing up on the right-hand side. He was whipping balls in the box. We just couldn't finish. That's the only problem. But it was some attacking football. But yeah, I'm not seeing nothing from Tete to suggest that he can make it as a championship player. Never mind a Cardiff player. So if he's on the bench, I don't know. It's like, again, look at Kanga Tete for me. That's like asking which mate do you want to take out your missus? Neither. I don't need either of them. Give me Isaac Davis all day long. Get him back on the bench. But unfortunately, I think he's picked up another knock, and he.
Yeah, I think there's a comment here which we'll come back to now. But Lorna Evans, aka Rhys's mum, if Tete could stay on his feet and not have tantrums on the pitch, Matt agree that we need to give him a go. I'm all for him coming back, and let's hopefully he's got a bit more about him coming back and taking on board some of the stuff that Rhys has tried to put in place, and hopefully he might surprise us. Fingers crossed. You don't know, but
I would be wrong. I would honestly, if he came out now, but this is it, right? So, what does he need to do to change our minds? Then does he need to score 5 goals? Does he need 7, 8? What does he need to do? Because where we play right now, Robertson
stay on his feet a bit longer, battle for the ball a bit more, win a bit through more. Do you know what I mean? I think that's what you want, isn't it? That's what you, as a Cardiff fan, you just want to see that desire and want to win the ball and keep hold of the ball, really.
I just don't know how he fits into the style of play now, because with Robertson as number 9, he drops a bit deeper to pick the ball up in the spaces behind the midfield and in between the defence. He's like a number 10. And get the ball, he links others into play. Tete won't, I don't think, will drop deep to pick the ball up, to hold on to it, to create chances to blink others up. I don't know if he'll look to play off the shoulder of the defender. I don't know if that'll be his game. But we've not seen what his game is to even know if he can suit the style of play. That's the thing. None of us could say what his game is. He's a 6 foot whatever striker. No offense, he can't head the ball. We know this. The managers have said heading isn't his game. It's not his strong point.
A good one for the 21s, mind.
He did, to be fair, but that's. I mean, let's be honest. NGL's top goal scorer for the last few seasons. He's a right back. So I mean, NG. I think his game isn't just with the ball in the air. His game should be the ball to the feet.
Yeah.
But I just don't know how he play. I don't know if he plays off the last defender, if he lays on the shoulder. Does he drop deeper to pick the ball up like Robertson does to link others into play? None of us know exactly what Arteta's game is because we've not seen any sort of attacking football for him to show his ability. But again, I'd love him to prove me wrong. I just don't think he will. He's up to contract in the summer. I think he'll be gone. I think it'll be another Max Waters or whatever you call it. It'll just be, remember that when we signed who couldn't do nothing?
Yeah.
No. But again, I love him to prove me wrong.
There is another comment here from Jonathan. Jamlu Collins isn't injured, but Rhys feels Bagan and no doubt are ahead of him, and JC isn't happy, so it's likely JC could go in January. I think obviously he struggled a bit with his injury, didn't he, coming back into the side? And I think the times we've seen Bagan this year, he hasn't done much wrong, and I think O'Dowda is probably one of the first names on the team sheet at the moment. The performances he's putting in. It's
one of those as well. I think we got Tom Davis who could play left back. I won't be surprised if the club have said, look, if you free up some wages, you got wages to spend in January. And when you got O'Dowda who plays left back, you got Darland who can play left back, you got Bagan who can play left back, you got Tom Davis who can play left back. You're probably thinking, if I can cut Jamlu off the books, I can get someone else in. And it's a shame because when he first came in, he looked like a proper solid left back. He was looking good, to be fair. He got that injury. I think last season we kept saying it on most episodes. Every time the opposition attacked, it was down that side. He looked scared to get a foot in. And when he did get the ball, he was giving the ball away just as quick as he got it because he just didn't want to keep it. So I think, I do think his time has come now. And I don't think we've ever seen the best of Jamlu. And I think it's a shame. Yeah. I think we'd all love to have seen the first 3-4 games he played, that Jamlu, rather than the injury Jamlu we had, unfortunately.
Yeah. Spot on. I think you mentioned this comment, Jonathan Davis, again. Isaac Davis likely back in the middle of January after the latest setback he's had. He's not having much luck, is he?
It's some players are just plagued by injuries, and I just think it's one of those, I think he's out of contract in the summer, and unfortunately, it's one of those where every time he's gotten ready to have a go firing, another injury's come along, another long-term injury. And you do start to wonder how long you can keep a player like that on the books, when they're going to miss 3/4 of a season, half a season with injuries. And every time he's coming back, he picks up another injury with it, another issue with it. I mean, looking back, hindsight's a wonderful thing, but maybe we should have sold him to Burnley when they came in with the money offer. But Ben, we said, didn't he? Cardiff wanted $8 million for him at the time. And he hadn't done nothing at the time, so I think he'll probably end up leaving. Like I said, it's a shame. I liked Isaac Davis. I thought the last game I think I seen him start for us was Leeds in the FA Cup last year, the year before, and he ran our Leeds defence ragged. You just think if he can get that kind of performance out in week in, week out, he'll be a top player. But unfortunately, I think injuries will plague his career, and every injury he gets, he'll just lose that yard of pace each time. And I think the yard of pace is his strongest point, and I think if he loses that, then it's hard to come back, and it is.
I'm going to bring this comment up because I know you wanted to mention it at some point during the show. I think he was probably going to keep it for the end. But Becky, what a tash. Evening, lads. So do you want to explain why I am sporting the slug across my chops?
The Charles Bronson, is it?
Yeah. Did you see that comment as well? Did you?
Yeah, I see. Yeah. So as you know, it's Movember this month is, and I didn't know this until I did a run for Movember, but a lot of people think it's just for prostate cancer and men's cancer and stuff, testicular cancer, but they also support causes like men's mental health and male suicide prevention and stuff, which, is an epidemic, really, and no one takes it serious, and I think it's a disgrace, absolutely shocking. So I think for the entire month now, we're just going to make a little mention. As it's November, if anyone is struggling, to reach out to us. Our socials are attached to the pod and everything, to this episode and every episode. You can find us on social media. If you want to just chat or vent or whatever, my Facebook, everything's always open. We have a group chat as well for all the members. So check it in there. And don't forget as well, if you are fine, check in on your mates because you don't know if they are struggling. So just stay vigilant, guys. Just make sure you're checking on each other and look after each other.
Spot on, buddy. I couldn't have said that any better myself. It's something I'm quite passionate about. I've had my struggles with mental health over the years, still on medication for it now. And I think that's what got me into the podcast, I think, back along. Obviously, during COVID and things was a massive help. And that's why I enjoy supporting Sai and doing as much as we can to, help him, continue to grow the channel and things. But yeah, spot on there, mate. I know Sai's got something in the pipelines to maybe do a series around like mental health and things. I think he's done things previously and spoke to various people. So it's definitely something he's looking to revisit. And hopefully we can get some people on that can, share some stories. And, it's all about talking, isn't it? And not being afraid to, break that stigma of, being the big I am. We all struggle. We all have our down days and things. It's about, being fortunate enough. I've got a very good social network that I can go to, but lots of people haven't. But yeah, if anybody's ever going through any grief, drop us a message. It's we don't pretend to be experts, but I know a few people who can get you pointed in the right direction type of thing. So never be afraid to reach out and give us a shout, guys.
I think there's an email address as well attached to the bottom of this somewhere. And so if you want to stay anonymous, you're going to message anonymous. And if you don't want to talk to us or your friends, there's plenty of charities out there where you can stay anonymous. You can WhatsApp them and stuff. So just stay vigilant, check in on your friends. Same as any women watching as well. It doesn't have to be men. Just keep checking on your people, and support one another. I mean, if you can, just be kind to one another as well. I mean, saying hello to someone can make a massive difference in their life. Saying good morning or something. So just stay vigilant. Keep checking on everyone, especially for November as well, because that's what it's for. But do it all you.
Yeah, awesome. Like I said, we'll touch upon that as we go through the month. We are back on Saturday. I know we're not wrapping up just yet, but we are back on Saturday. Start at 19:27. Is that good for you for the weekend, buddy?
Yeah, well, as you know, last Saturday I didn't make it back in time because there was a nasty accident on the motorway. So everyone involved, I hope they're fine. But I think they closed 3 lanes down and we were stuck on the motorway for 2.5 hours. So I couldn't get back. I think about 20 to 9 I got home from Cardiff. I live in Talbot, so this week I should be fine. I can't make the game Saturday because I'm working, but I'll do my research before I come on, so I'm not looking like an idiot.
Oh, no, he'd never do, buddy, never do. But did you hear about the crash or anything after? Was there anything come out in the news or anything about how bad it was or serious it was?
I've not actually looked. I didn't check anything. I just thought it must have been bad because the amount of police cars went past. A few people close to the front were mentioning us saying there's ambulances, there's recovery trucks, there's fire engine, all that stuff. So I assumed it was really bad. But when we got them, when they opened the lanes up again, we didn't see nothing. It was just police everywhere. So again, if anyone was involved or knows anyone was involved, hopefully everyone's okay and it's nothing serious. It's just a silly mistake, and all of a sudden it's the three lanes are closed just to move out the way or something. Hopefully. But again, we stayed behind after the game. We did because we were going to go let the car park empty before we left, and it actually took us long to then get home that way.
You just wanted to meet up with Sue. That's what it was.
I tell you what, mind, that Norwich boy wasn't happy on Saturday, was he?
No, I don't think he was. I think it was that 5-hour drive he had to go back home.
All Jason said was, safe journey home, guys, and he absolutely lost it. Alan Partridge was in his prime that day. Can't believe it. Special. I
wanted to bring this comment up because I know you met up with Jeff on the weekend.
Yeah, met Jeff outside the stadium.
The black dog is a terrible thing. I am on the verge again. Jeff, obviously you're a member of our WhatsApp group, buddy. Never be afraid. You can put a comment or message in there anytime, night or day, buddy, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. You've got our private numbers as well, so never be afraid to reach out. Sometimes it's just dropping a text to somebody or whatever, but never feel embarrassed. you're always welcome to get in touch with me, and I'd probably say the same. Speak for Rhys. He'll probably be more than happy to reach out to you as well. So never be afraid, my friend.
Exactly.
Same for Holton there. If I went to the doctors and said I got mental issues like depression, then my life insurance could be affected. Don't know the ins and outs of all that, and I'm not going to pretend to, but I don't know.
Well, to be fair, mind, football fans, we get a bad reputation. The press like to label us as thugs and everything, right? But when it comes down to it, football fans are some of the best people you'll ever meet. So even if you don't feel comfortable going to doctors, there are thousands of us out there. Just message any one of us.
Get down the Canton at 12:30 on Saturday. They'll sort you right out.
Again, Cardiff fans are the best people in the world. I take Jamie to the football. He's grown to love just being around the guys. Like some of we didn't know before, and all of a sudden now he's one of the boys now. He is. So I mean, again, this message out. Like we can reach out. My social media is just my full name, Rhys David Evans. I'm on Instagram, Facebook. Just check a message if you want. I mean, you click on here. I think it's on more, and it says all our social media accounts. I think it says, so you can reach out to us, message us whenever. We'll always get back anyway. So
you're trying to grow your circle of trust, but you pushing all your socials out there.
Well, again, if it's for mental health, I don't care. Honestly, it's one of those where I'll accept them if it's for mental health. But normally, I just get randomers trying to add me and stuff. And I just think if I don't know you, I have nothing in common with you, I don't want them. But yeah, Instagram's probably the best one. I'll check that more. I don't care who follows me or not. Send me a message or whatever. Probably easier that one is.
Yeah, no, it's obviously we're meeting up with Site tomorrow to do some recording down in Cardiff, so I'm looking forward to that. And remind me tomorrow. We'll have a chat about this mental health thing that he got in the pipelines, and something I wouldn't mind getting involved with, to be fair, because it's something I am quite passionate about. So, Jeff, cheers, lads. Don't forget it, buddy. Don't forget it. You know where we are.
The WhatsApp was brilliant, to be fair. I mean, I think we started it back when the pods first started going back in COVID. So a lot of people have said what they're feeling on there. So again, you won't be the first one. Don't feel like you're going to be a burden or something. Just check what you're feeling on there. Everyone's put stuff in before, so it doesn't matter.
Can Swansea fans contact you as well for support? Well, Rhys technically lives in Swansea, so... Rhys will look after you.
To be fair, if a Swansea fan does need to contact me for support, I think the best advice I can give them is get them to Cardiff. I think that'll help them. That'll cure a lot of their depression. But in all seriousness, I got loads of mates who are Swansea fans. Again, I was growing up, I was only Cardiff boy, so a lot of my mates grew up were all Jacks. So yeah, I don't care who's. But my best friends are Millwall fans, so I think that says it all. So yeah, no matter who you support, football fans, it comes down to it. Football. We all have one thing in common. We love our side. We love... And again, just imagine going to a game, standing next to someone every game for God knows how many years. Then one day they're not there. And you learn that's because they struggled and they took their own life. You're thinking, hang on then. I spoke to him every week. I'd much rather you shed your tear. I'd much rather help you get through something than have to carry your coffin for you. So just reach out. I don't care who support. Just reach out, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, fair play. Kind of, it's important. I know kind of gone off subject a little bit, but it's something that's quite close to both of our hearts, and should we say? I'm both obviously passionate about it, so happy days. So, obviously, like you said, you're not at the game on Saturday. I'll be there Saturday. Nice early kick-off again. It's a pain in the backside for me, to be honest with you, but
disgraceful. I generally think, right, you look, it's Borough, Sunderland, Blackburn, they're doing it to the teams that are the furthest to travel in the hopes that they'll stay home and pay and watch on TV instead. That's all Sky doing it for. It's not to give us more football on TV, it's to make them more money. They do not care about us fans, Sky don't. You're an absolute disgrace. No time for Sky. I have no time for them. I think people like that, the BT, ruin football. They absolutely ruin football for me.
Yeah, it's not great, but I'll be there anyway. I'll be there. Not sure what fans what we should expect. They probably will probably at the 19,000 mark again, I would imagine. I'm not sure how many Blackburn are coming down. I am taking my cousin's little boy as well with me on Saturday. I think he's 7. So it's his first time to a Cardiff City game. So I'm looking forward to that, just so he can watch it and hopefully he'll fall in love with it. And that's what it's all about, isn't it? Creating memories.
Exactly.
And hopefully I'll get him hooked. And then I'll tell his mother then she can buy him the half-price season ticket for Christmas, and then he'll be with me every week as well, I expect. I'll end up taking him. Fall
in love with the most painful relationship you'll ever have in your life. Yeah. It's the most heartbreaking thing you can ever get involved in. I wouldn't change it for the world. I'd much rather be a Cardiff fan, experiencing the things we experience, than be a Man City fan winning the Premier League every year. The highs and lows of what make football special.
Yeah. So I just to recap back on last night's performance then. So it wasn't a great performance. We all recognise that. Like we said, there's a couple of people out there who looked rather leggy. But what's your opinion on playing poorly under Rhys compared to playing poorly under Bullet? Do you think there's a difference? I think we played poorly last night, but we still created few opportunities. Under Bullet, if we was playing poorly, we created jack shit, did we?
I think the difference between both is, I think under Bullet we played poorly for several reasons. I think last night we played poorly due to tired legs. I think that was the main issue. And I'll be funny, you can't win every game. There's got to be games where the players struggle a bit. I mean, Norwich on Saturday, we had to contain them for 60 minutes. They scored, and then we started playing, and then we won, which was fantastic. But you can't expect to dominate every single game. So there's going to be games where you have to sit back and just soak up pressure and try and hit the counter. I think sometimes it doesn't work, and fans don't see that in as a negative, as a poor game. I just thought we were tired. I don't think there was much wrong. I don't think either side had anything. Both sides didn't have that bit of quality to change a game, I didn't think. It was just a poor mistake from us. El Ghazi switching off, letting his runner free, and that's how they scored. Other than that, there was nothing in the game.
No,
I think that it was nil written all over it. That was me. So I don't think it was poor performance. I think it was a tired performance, I'd say, last night.
Yeah, that's a fair assumption there, mate. Forums over the top with criticism. Yes, 100% agree with that. You look at where we've been to where we are now, and one slip up. It's different now if we go on a run with 5 or 6 games and we don't pick up any points. But it's one slip up, and like he's alluded to in his press conferences, we've got to learn to win together. We've got to learn to lose together, and it's about how we come back and bounce back from that. So I'm hoping for a real strong performance again at home Saturday and keep that run at home going.
Again, you win Saturday. That's 6 points out of 9 from the last 3 games. There's Luton, Norwich, and Blackburn. The forum is all. I used to look at the forum, and I honestly think it's a joke. No matter what happens, there's someone on there with an agenda who will criticise something. We could win 4-0 and they'll sit there and moan that certain players didn't score 5th or 6th goal or the 10th goal or. Again, I just avoid that place like it's the plague. Honestly, just don't check it.
And that's Cardiff City fans in general, isn't it? You'll have 50-50 splits regardless of whatever blinking decisions made or whoever's appointed. Some people will be happy, some people will be on the old keyboard warriors typing away on forums and things. And yeah, it is what it is. I don't think you'll ever get rid of that, to be honest.
Just need the international break to come along. So these players need a rest. I mean, I'm gutted to see Ruben call up the Wales squad. I think players they just need a rest now.
Do you think he? I know obviously he's called up to the squad. Do you think he'll play any minutes?
See, from a selfish Cardiff point of view, I hope not.
Yeah.
I absolutely hope not. I think he might come on for 20-30 minutes as a sub. I don't think he'll start, but I think he'll come on as a sub. But it's one of those where if he is coming on as a sub, as a club, you'll go in, there's an extra 2 million on his price tag now, one. He's a regular for the Wales squad. So,
what was your opinion on, did you see the press conference or the interview with Craig Bellamy on his opinion of Ruben Colwell?
Yeah, I totally disagree. Ruben plays as a free number 10, right? He's got a bit of flair, a bit of trickery. He needs space on the ball and time with the ball. Bellamy said he could play deep. He could play deeper as well. where do you see him playing deeper? I mean, I don't think he's a number 8, and there's no way he's number 6. I mean, so I think to get the best of him, he literally is a number 10. It's like, imagine how prime Jason Krumas and going, yeah, I can play him deep, I can. Well, you can't, but they won't be nowhere near as effective. You'll have no major impact on the game. I just think Ruben's best position is further up the field. Don't bring him back. This is why he struggled to get in the Cardiff squad for so long, because he couldn't play deeper. He has to have that number 10 free role. I totally disagreed with Bellamy's statement about playing deeper. But again, he's the Wales manager, I'm not, so...
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I thought it was a little bit harsh, to be honest with you. And but yeah, who are we? But we are just passionate fans wanting him to do well, but not wanting him to do well as well, really, because obviously we want to keep him fit. Because I think if we was to lose Ruben Caldwell, that would be a massive loss for us. If he was to pick up some kind of injury now on international duty, I think we would really struggle, to be honest.
Yeah, he's like a special kind of player. I mean, it's just you don't see many players with a bit of flair like that outside the top 6 in the championship. Really, I mean, I know Norwich got his Sands, he got Burnley, got Salamento. They're the kind of players you have as number 10 who can just turn a game on his head. And Ruben can on his day, so you do hope if he does go to Wales, he doesn't play much. He's a breather, so he can have a better impact with Cardiff. Then part of me thinking if he does have a better season with Cardiff, I mean, other clubs will come in for him. So it's a lose-lose for a selling club like us, isn't it?
It is what it is. Jeff, comment there from Jeff. Let me just pull this up. Probably the first team we played under Rita where the opposition didn't try to play football. Good defence, got the set-piece goal and parked the bus. We bust guts playing against Norwich. Fatigue. Yeah.
Yeah.
O'Dowda selected in defence for Island squad. Robbo not selected. Well deserved as well for O'Dowda, I think, to be honest. I think he's been absolutely outstanding for us playing in that left-back role. Again, I hope he comes through the game injury-free. That's the only, like you said, going back to what you just said there, that's the only downside about international breaks. I know it gives a lot of the squad opportunity to have a little bit of a rest, but you can't help, look through like squinted eyes really at other fixtures and games, praying that you don't see a blinking like a first aid sign next to somebody's name after 60 minutes.
Exactly. I mean, this is the problem. See, the football calendar is so congested. It's ridiculous. I mean, how can these players be expected to play the peak of their performances where they're playing non-stop every, 2 games a week, and then they go international, they travel around the world with international. I mean, CEO flies around the world with Greece and plays for them. They just need a break, and I don't begrudge any player who goes to the country to play, because again, it's an honour that it'd be crazy to turn down. No matter if you're injured, you would never turn it down. But I just think as a club, we need to be saying, look, lads, do us a favour, try and take a couple of days off in between if you do play. Have a few days extra off. Just come back a bit more refreshed, because we've seen it with Ramsey. Ramsey goes to Wales, he plays for Wales, picks up an injury, doesn't play for 3 months with Cardiff, goes back to Wales, picks up another injury, because we got a thin, threadbare squad as it is. We can't afford any major injuries. So we've got to be very careful now with this international break.
A couple of comments here about Bellamy and Caldwell. So, Jonathan Davis, do you think Bellamy's relationship with Caldwell has a bad effect? Not only coaching Caldwell as a youngster, but being a Cardiff fan could heighten expectations. I thought he was quite harsh, really, in his, in the way he came out in that interview, really saying that he should be further along than what he actually is at the moment. I don't know whether I agreed with him coming out and saying some of the stuff he did, really. But like I said, going back, he's the Welsh manager. We ain't. So I don't know. I just thought it was a bit harsh.
Yeah, I agree with that. Again, Bellamy's only there for 1 year, 2 years of the academy under 18s when he had him at the time. And I don't know. I just think it's hard. He's probably seen Ruben play close up for 1 year. And after that, then he's gone. And all of a sudden now he's turning heads at Cardiff, and there is a lot of expectation on Ruben. But I don't think he's anywhere near the player someone like Harry Wilson or someone is. I think they are just steps ahead of him because of the development he's had. But I think players like Bellamy's probably looking at that thinking, well, if Wilson's out injured, I've got Ruben, and it's no disrespect, it's a bit of a step down. He's probably thinking, if Ruben played the last 3 years regularly, he'd be at the same level now. He needs to do more. But again, I don't agree with some of his comments. I don't think Ruben plays better, deeper. I don't think he can play a game deeper, if I'm honest. No. I think he needs that free role number 10. I think he needs space for the ball, pick up the pockets, and link others into play. I think that's his game.
Yeah, no, agreed. When we're talking about Colwell's, I see his brother had another good performance on the weekend. I think he scored 2 goals, Joel, I think.
I know he scored. I don't know if it was it 2, but that's fantastic. Let's be honest. Playing week in, week out, finally he should have been playing last year. So it's one of those where I'd say they're all like a year or two behind the development, but they should be. So just as long as he's out there now playing, I'm happy.
Yeah. Right, just before we start to wrap up then, because we are doing it a little bit later on a Thursday night. Don't normally do a Thursday night. It's normally a Wednesday. So we are going to wrap up in the next couple of minutes. Thank you, everybody, for joining the chat. Very much appreciate all your comments, all your questions. I've tried to get them up on the screen as much as I can. Jonathan Davis Bellamy also wanted Isaac at Burnley with him, who hasn't developed as much as Colwell. Yeah, there was quite... That was quite, what's the word I'm looking for? Common knowledge. I think there was rumours about him going there, wasn't it?
Well, Bellamy spoke, didn't he? Did the live fight we had with him.
Yeah,
and he said right. They approached Cardiff with a £3 million offer, and the club came back saying, no, we want at least $8 million in cash up front before we do anything. Yeah. And he said, hang on, the lad who's not done anything yet, so we're not paying $8 million for someone who's achieved nothing. I think that surprised us a bit, that day, because I think we're all really shocked that the club had demanded $8 million for him. If we can get $3 million for players who's not really played much, as a selling club, you take it.
Yeah. Paul just confirms Joel Colwell scored 2 crackers on the weekend. Jonathan Davis, do the media play its part annoying managers with Ruben as well? The managers wanted to talk about the team, but media mainly asking questions about Ruben. Even Rhys labelled him the golden child today. I think he's deserved to have that title at the moment. I think I wouldn't necessarily call him the golden child myself, but I think he's been fantastic for us. He's deserved his call up to the senior squad, I think, and he deserves everything that's coming towards, that's coming his way, really. As long as he continues to perform for Cardiff, then it's only going to be a matter of time before he's knocking on that door, I think. But just hopefully, like I said, he stays injury-free. Yeah,
I mean, it's annoying because you see these youngsters coming through and all of a sudden they're out injured. I mean, last season, wasn't it? It was he had a growth spurt, which meant he was out for like 3 months. Then he came on a bench and then he was another growth spurt. His body was changing and stuff and he's injured again. I think Ruben does need to adapt his game a little bit because I think Plymouth and Portsmouth, you see, when given time on the ball, he can do damage. Teams are adapting to that now. Teams are noticing that, so they're trying to put a man on him to give him less time on the ball. So I think he will need to adapt his game slightly just so he can be more effective when that happens. But again, when that happens, the left-hand side opens up because he stays towards the right. The left-hand side opens up. No doubt, I guess, some lovely chances up on that side. So just keep doing what you're doing, honestly. You're dragging players out of position regardless if you get the ball or not. You're taking people out the position. You just keep doing it. You can't complain. Like, honestly, I've been happy with Ruben this year. A lot happier than I have been previously. I've been a big critic of his because I thought he's not done anything really. Apart from that goal against Bristol City last year, where he took 2 men out of the game, then scored a lovely one. I thought, other than that, he's not really done anything. So I'm really happy now he's showing what he can do. But he needs to keep doing this for the rest of the season. He can't just be 2 or 3 cracking games and then quiet, then a good game again. He needs to be consistent now throughout the season.
Yeah. Yes, 100%. So going on to Saturday then, only quickly we'll talk about the Blackburn game. Predictions, but?
My heart says a 2-0 Cardiff win.
I was going to go 2-0 Cardiff, to be honest. So looking at their last 2 games, they lost in the week, did they, to Stoke 2-0, lost to Sheffield United 2-0, Let's go for 2-0 again, I think, should we?
Yeah, again, it's one of those where I think if we can attack teams, we've seen we can attack teams. I just think if we're at home, we should be set up to win the game. We shouldn't be looking up to contain them. I know Norwich was a top team, let's be honest. We set up to contain them, we did the first half. We should just go out there, play a natural game, look to the attack, try and get an early goal, and then settle down, get into the game again, and then get a second one. And I think you do that, you're smiling all day. I mean, 2-0 will be brilliant, I think. Clean sheet as well.
Yeah, we'll take that all day. Take that all day. Right, thank you very much for joining me, buddy. I shall see you in Cardiff tomorrow afternoon. Any problems and you need a lift picking up from anywhere, I'm not sure if you've sorted something with Si, but if you need me to come and grab you from somewhere, just give me a shout.
I'm meeting Si in Heath, high level. I think I'm meeting Si first. That's why I dropped me off near to the place.
Sorted. Brilliant. I shall look forward to that tomorrow. Thank you, everybody, for getting involved in the chat, putting comments. Do appreciate it. If you do want to become a member of Cardiff City World, you can get access to exclusive content, rewards such as early access to tickets to the live events that Si puts in place. And you can join directly through Cardiff City World's YouTube or visit patreon.com/Ace Podcast Nation. Me and Rhys will be back on Saturday evening. Look forward to catching up with you all then. Hopefully, we're in more positive spirits. I think we've been fairly positive tonight, really. We haven't been too downbeat, but have we?
No, it's been more reason to approach it.
Yeah, let's hopefully we're celebrating another 3 points and another home win. Let's make it 5 on the bounce. That's it, Pat, really. Happy days.
Yeah, perfect.
Upper City.
Clap the card. Up the Bluebirds.
Up the Bluebirds.